WWE called out for a cheap knockoff gimmick. Plus, a SmackDown star has been pulled from an ongoing storyline, and an ex-WWE star has won his boxing debut. It's all in the wrestling news right now. We saw Sarah Logan rocking up.
No, we didn't.
No, we
saw
didn't.
Max the Impaler. Get it right, Tom.
Straight in we go. So Twitter lit up when Sarah Logan reappeared. Sorry,
It was Max the Impaler.
When Max the Impaler rocked up, Twitter lit up. Fans and wrestlers alike calling out WWE for a look that is eerily similar to that of the non-binary nightmare, the wasteland warrior, Max the Impaler. And, okay, now they're very different characters. Okay, so Max the Impaler, they are a Mad Max-esque wasteland warlord who takes bits of their victims and puts them on their attire as they go. Phenomenal bit of character stuff. Love Max the Impaler. Sarah Logan is a Viking warrior.
Valhalla will come on Tuesdays.
Von Wagner, the Viking now. So they're very different personae, but you have to admit that the look, the image is very similar. The paint that she has is Viking face paint, admittedly, but I googled Viking face paint, and that is a popular Viking face
Was
paint.
that the Vogue look, is it, for autumn 2022 in the Viking ways?
The deeper you go into God of War Ragnarok, you'll probably see a bit of that action. It's certainly in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But there are obviously many other looks that you could have gone for. You happen to go for one that looks just like Max the Impaler.
I mean, we could be sat here, because I don't know my Viking lore at all, and we could be sat here...
You do yourself a disservice, sir. You have that degree.
Criticising Sarah Logan for not using Google before coming up with a new look and whatnot. And she might be saying, well, I'm doing this Valhalla stuff. That's the only look I could go for in the realms of this Valhalla thing. So I don't know the full story. All I know is that they do look very, very similar, and one happened before t'other.
Heidi Howitzer is Max the Impaler's tag partner. They're the Wasteland War Party on the indie scenes. They are phenomenal. And
oh my God. I've just read the quote there.
I know.
Ignore what I just said. Ignore it.
Now, Heidi Howitzer was very vocal about the look online. When Sarah Logan first appeared, it was just like, oof, yikes, on Twitter. And then the discussion went on there. Somebody discussed how Max the Impaler has that green dread in their hair, the same one that Sarah Logan had. Heidi Howitzer says, and I quote, "She even went to Max's hair lady."
Call it off. Ring the bell.
If that is the case, whether that's something's been taken out of context, I don't know. But if that is the case, that's quite a damning indictment.
You just imagine
if that is the case.
Sarah Logan sat down in the chair, the hairdresser's like, so what do you do for a living? She's like, oh, I prepare for wrestling. I like to game meat. Remember that back in the day? And she's like, I do a wrestler's hairdo as well. Do you want it like that? Oh, yeah, all right. Oh, yeah. And then she just goes and nicks her entire gimmick. Oh, the cat is well and truly amongst the Viking pigeons here.
Max the Impaler simply shared a gif of themselves when the Twitter backlash began. I haven't commented really since then. WWE or Sarah Logan haven't commented either. I think everyone's kind of made their decisions already based on it. The memes are already out there very widely. One is verified, one is Twitter blue. Max the Impaler bought on Wish. It's all out there.
What you would have to say, though, if we've learned anything from the Axiom situation, is that WWE will likely just plow on and pretend it's not an issue.
Yeah, to quote the Beautiful South, they will carry on regardless.
Don't marry her.
They will do that as well. So your thoughts on that obviously are always encouraged. SmackDown last Friday night also had the beginning of the SmackDown World Cup. And we are missing a Ronald Mysterious, aren't we?
We are missing a Ronald Mysterious because this comes from Ravey Davey Meltzer, who loves the raves.
Slow down, Maurice. He was in here all night raving.
Rey Mysterio was scheduled for the World Cup and had either a foot or an ankle injury. Some would say that's one and the same. He was replaced, of course, by Mustafa Ali, who hasn't had his match as of yet, as we're sat here on Monday morning. He was in Indianapolis backstage with a walking boot on. He's not expected to be out for more than a few weeks, but it was good to be able to do. He's not going to be able to do the tournament, so best wishes to Ron.
Yeah, Mysterio pulled from that whole SmackDown World Cup storyline, and I kind of feel like this was going to be a way to get Ray back in a match with Gunter, potentially. That's obviously now not going to be a thing.
I think it's a foregone conclusion already. Just because I saw the new SmackDown title sequence this past week with the new trap beat, I think the kids call it no cap. No cap on that trap beat.
They do not like caps.
The last person you see is, which of course is the most important person on SmackDown, is Braun Strowman. So I reckon Braun's going to win. And of course, Braun beat Jinder. Braun can take on Gunter. Heel versus babyface.
I mean,
we can take it back to the 80s, back out.
I mean, Braun and Omos definitely surprised us.
Yeah.
Definitely surprised us. Obviously, he's in some good favour. Braun and Gunter, big boy battle. Maybe that'll surprise us too.
No flippy floppies there.
No, do not do any flops near Braun. Let's go over to AEW side of things. Two of the stars from AEW will be defending their AAA titles very, very soon. A date has been set for them to do so.
Mark your diaries, everybody. December the 28th, which is historically, I would argue, I know they used to do the wrestling on the Christmas Day nights and whatnot way back in the day, but nobody gives a toss about wrestling these days, do they, this time of year?
That's what we call it in my house, Crimbo Limbo. It's that weird bit between Christmas Day and New Year's Day when no one really knows what's going on.
When you're locked on the coma couch for 24 hours a day.
All the good quality street are gone. You've watched your box set.
I turn into Deirdre Barlow then. Don't leave me, Ken. Sammy Guevara and Tay Mello's next defense of their AAA mixed tag team titles will take place on that day. I don't know why I said that, but there we go.
Yes, the Ken and Deirdre of AEW will be defending their AAA titles at Noche del Campeones, December 28th in Acapulco, where they will hopefully... You know it, you're singing it already. When I wrote it in my head, I'm going... You stay too long. You just start doing it.
My big regret of our trip to Las Vegas back in 2019 for Double or Nothing was not going to see Barry. Barry had a matinee show. I assume it would have cost upwards of $500, but I would have been happy to pay that.
You'd have had a lovely time.
I've been bankrupt and homeless, but at least we're going to see Mr. Manilow.
Also, on that same show, we'll see new AEW boy Bandido challenging Hijo del Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship, and FTR defending the AAA tag titles against Jalistico and Dragon Lee. Some banging wrestling that night in Acapulco.
Yeah.
Nice.
Barry Manilow will be there, special guest referee for both matches.
Who sang Loco in Acapulco?
I've got no idea.
Going loco down in Acapulco.
You should know that, Mr. Radio Man.
I know. My head fell off it. I did three shows this weekend. I'm tired. Let's end with another former AEW star who's heading over to try a whole new sport. And you know what? It went all right for him this weekend.
He tried a Northern Lights suplex I saw on Reddit yesterday. Bobby Fish. I saw a tweet as well that was like just based on his the age of his opponent. So I guess that was his first match of the age of the opponent. That I haven't googled it myself, so I don't know how young he is. We could just see Bobby Fish taking on Jake Paul, because I assume his opponent at the weekend must have been around a similar age bracket of that there Jake Paul. It was fantastic to see Bobby Fish go back to his roots of a boxing ring.
It's a Bobby that does a non-wrestling sport. It's fine.
They're all the same.
Bobby Fish, Bobby Lashley, all your Bobbies, get them together. Bobby Roode, Bobby Duncombe Jr.
Yeah, Bobby from Cannon and Ball. What's his name?
Bobby Ball.
Bobby Ball.
You got a 50% chance of getting that right. Bobby Cannon or Bobby Ball. Mr. Bobby.
Sir Bobby Robson. But
Robson.
He won, didn't he? He beat Boateng Premph in the second round due to TKO and an apparent shoulder injury, obviously caused by the Northern Lights super. He didn't get him all the way over, but he sort of went for it. The commentators went, whoa! That was the most exciting thing to happen.
He didn't get all of it. But he's off and running. I wonder whether this will mean more wrestling for him.
I don't know.
More boxing for him outside of wrestling.
I think Tyson Fury is quaking in his boxing shoes now that Bobby Fish is on the scene. I saw a few things and whatnot. I don't know. I'm a very casual boxer watcher, both dogs and in terms of the fighting as well. But what he was doing on the Reddit and whatnot didn't look too impressive. So at least he's giving it a go.
Give it the old
college try.
Where's the lie? Give it the old college try.
Where is the lie?
We'll have more wrestling news throughout your day at cultaholic.com. Let us know in the comments down below who your favourite Bobby is.